Hi Libra, welcome to a new era. My name is Emma. I forgot who I was there for a minute. Libra, this is your love reading for the upcoming near future. Starting this recording today on the 19th of March, which feels very significant for me because in numerology, not in numerology, scrap that, take that away. This is my truth. The number 19 stands for Prince of Heaven, which then I have added Princess of Heaven as well. So it's sort of a very romantic, very that they're out there feeling, not out there, but they're existing. Your partner that you belong to is existing out there, and it's for me sort of a foundation that the day that we start to record it. What is the basis for that day? Well, it's number 19. And number 19 is all about Prince of Heaven. So it's a gorgeous start to this reading. And then I just asked for your love story for the near future. I don't want to put an end date to it. So whenever somebody could be helped by this message, and if they're coming in saying, oh, it was just from here to here, oh, it's not for me anymore. But it is. But for the near future, for me, that means around up till 3 weeks, but it can also be for like the closest months, depending on where you're at in your own individual journey. So let's start shuffling here with this beautiful mystical wisdom card deck. And don't ask, but the images on the card is going to be reversed because the program reverses the images. I'm just going to keep it that way for now. The first card. Hope you're doing okay. I hope these messages helps even more. If you're at home in these corona times, which I think personally is going to bring so much beauty to the world. I think probably when something is this fear-based, when something is this extreme, it always brings out new ideas, new innovative structures, new ways of thinking. If you've already seen some of the videos that is out there now, people are getting so creative, which they probably never usually have time for. Like parents and children coming together, doing all of these gorgeous music videos and little toilet paper dances and and what have you. I think it's awesome. Okay, Libra. Don't click me away. I'm here to help you. I'm here to uplift you. And by that start, you know where I'm going with this. But the first card that came out is cheer up, live in the moment. So there's something about, I know it looks a bit doom and gloomy, and it is a bit doom and gloomy, but stay with me. I always ask for the highest best, like what can we bring for Libra right now that will make them feel better, that will make them feel like they're on the right path, that will inspire you and uplift you. But this is the basis. Like I feel for some of you Libras, in terms of love, you found yourself either dumped, like somebody has left you, or you left somebody that you, I don't know, maybe you had high hopes for them, or maybe they had high hopes for you and you ended it, or they ended it and it did not go what you wanted it to go. And even though you end things, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are all happy, just because you are the one feeling that it's going to be all, even though it's not for the like long future, and you know it's not for the very long future, it's still some sadness there when you end things, okay? This is also, I feel like there's a second story. This is also about somebody that you are not with anymore. And it can be for some of you guys, it can be that you just can't stop thinking about them. No matter if they were good for you or if they were bad for you, it's like they're still somehow, some way in your energy, if that makes sense. And this card, when this card comes out, it is asking you to get out of that way of thinking to sort of cheer up. And when it says live in the moment, like if you're here and now, you literally cannot invite in the energy that you want to let go of. Because if you're here and now, if you're thinking like right now I'm doing this recording, or right now if you're doing dishes, or right now even if you're watching television, or if you're like whatever task you're doing, whatever is at your hands, at your feet, like whatever is going on, if you try the best of your ability to just be here and now, like right now I'm doing this, and all of me should be in on it. Like I'm focused on what they're saying in this television show, or I'm focused on what I'm doing with my hands, or I'm focused on if I'm talking to somebody, I don't wander away in my mind. You stay focused, stay here. As I said that, it says 555 on the clock. So this is very much a life path thing that you're going through, meaning this is something that you're practicing. It's like sometimes these things happen for a reason. What? Yes, they do. I just mean that sometimes these things happen for you to have a reason to practice, like things that has happened in my life, heavier things, more difficult things that you sort of can't not address it, because if you don't, it just keeps coming in, it just keeps being there, it's being annoying, and it actually hinders your energy. And unless you address it, and with addressing, I don't mean continuously talk about something that has already happened, and because you continuously keep talking about it, it can't let go. I mean sort of heighten the vibration in it, heighten the energy around it, and so that it can let go. Okay? I hope you know what I mean by that. And it's a feeling of if you didn't go through this thing, you would have never started to meditate. If you weren't feeling this heartbroken, you would have never started to dream in a way that you are now dreaming. Like there's something, you can't have anything. I started out saying that with the corona stuff. Like I think that there's ultimately always something good coming out of something bad, because we keep adding, and we keep asking for improvement, and that improvement takes place energetically. And when we're ready to allow the new part, the new point, the new version of ourselves in, it's going to be such an upgrade for you. So there's something about being practiced, like you're putting yourself in a very practice-like situation where I'm going to take you guys there for 2 seconds, but we're not going to dive deeper because we don't want to activate more of this vibration. I feel is that if you are feeling really, really low, like really being here on the bottom, and you're sort of gasping for air, you're trying to stay above the surface, you're trying to just make it through because it feels so unbearably painful. Then is the time to just, I'm not trying to say, like if you're really down and out, I'm not trying to say here, let's just, think positive thoughts. If this is the place, then just let yourself be. Whatever thoughts that wants to come into your mind, whatever things that you're doing, let yourself be. Just have the thoughts you need to have. But as soon as you feel like you're stepping into a higher, I mean, there's light coming in here. You're rising now up to the surface. If you let go, it would actually take you, unless you hold yourself down some way, somehow. If you're sort of letting go, you're gonna float up to the surface, right? So if you let yourself go, if you let, to the best of your ability, let this situation go, let this person go, it will take you back to the light sooner than you think. And out of that situation you will grow some sort of mastery. There's some sort of mastery that will come out due to this situation. Okay? If you're not that heavy, if we're a bit lighter, if we are just, actually quite in a good place, but there's still this energy and you just for the life of you cannot let go of it. Or if you have let go of it, they will return some way, somehow. They will sort of enter your, and you might even think that it's you thinking about them, but they might enter, if you're doing something and you haven't really thought about them for a while, and you're just doing some random thing and all of a sudden they're there in your head, it's not you, it's them. It's them that are now visiting your thoughts. They're thinking about you, so they're sending their energy waves to you. And to then just lovingly ask them to go away, to just, thank you for being here, but goodbye. And it might feel like a never-ending story. It might feel like this is something that you need to do over and over and over again. But I promise you, from my own experience, I promise you that if you just continue to do it, or I just recently had a distance healing with somebody, and I just said whatever, like what came through was that if her thoughts kept coming to the surface that she really does not like to think about, just continuously, just write it down, this piece of crap, and you write it down, and then you tear the paper up and you toss it out. And again, it's going to be there, and you, I know this is not good for the for the beautiful earth that we're using all that much paper, but you can write it down in a tiny little corner and just, tear. You don't have to use a whole page for one little thing, but there's something really releasing, cathartic, is that what you say? When you sort of write something down and you tear it up, it's like you're like, I am done with this. I am done with this. Okay? It's like anyway, it might feel like a never-ending story. It might feel like it's a never-ending job, but it isn't a never-ending job. For every time that you do that, or for every time when somebody visits your thoughts, that and you might want them back. So it sucks when they sort of seep in, when they maybe have second thoughts, and you're doing the best of your ability to move on. And if they were standing there outside your door saying, "Can we give it another try?" you probably would invite them in. So you're doing such a good job to really have them go away. And so when they show up in your brain, I understand it's really tough, but it is not. It will change. It will shift. And the light has already started to come in. So if you just continue to say goodbye, hello, but goodbye. Hello, but firmly and nicely, but goodbye. Or you write it down and you tear a piece of paper up, and you write it down again and you tear a piece of paper up. Even writing that down and doing that exercise is telling the universe over and over again, I'm done with this. I'm done with this. And so what you do is that you shift it. You might not feel it. It feels like, here they are again. Nothing has changed. It has. And if you just continue and continue and continue and continue, it might feel like forever sometimes, but you just continue, and all of a sudden you're through the roof. You're through the surface. And they will not come back anymore. And I know that maybe you're not ready for that. Maybe that feels harsh, or you're so freaking happy that they cannot enter your vibration anymore. And not only then have you learned, not only have you not have them visit you anymore, whether that's in your energy, in your dream state, or even in physical life. If you want to really not be in contact with somebody anymore, then you manage to do that, but also you manage to understand what it takes to heighten your energy and heighten your vibration, so that everything, it's not just that you're taking this relationship situation, and because of it, I always say this, it looks like it's this thing that we're working with, but this thing is just another thing to help you awaken your mastery on your very spiritual journey. That's my belief. That's my core belief. And so this right now is helping you to realize how you can higher your vibration so that you're a match to anything that you want. Which also means, let's just throw it in there while we're at it. There's nothing that is being called, you can catch a disease like Corona. I know this is big words. But the coronavirus also carries a vibration. Everything that exists in the universe carries a vibration. And that vibration, if you're not a match to it, you cannot attract it. So if you're just doing a good job at hiring yourself above it, it doesn't matter how much of the coronavirus is out there. Like, it doesn't matter how many red cars are out there. Do you see red cars? Are you being bombarded with red cars? Because they're out there? No, because you're not focused on them. You're not on the frequency of the red car. If you want to be, like if you're pregnant, that becomes very obvious. If you're pregnant, listen to this. It's not too far off from your love reading as you might think. If you're out walking, you're pregnant, and you start to see bellies everywhere. Where are this many people pregnant all of a sudden? Or is it my focus on the pregnancy that is actually attracting everybody else on the same frequency? I think that's it. So, okay, let's move on. You just learned how to get rid of a person. And you also just learned how to now tune into the new relationship that you want to see. Right? And that is awesome. Next card out. Go figure. Letting go. So when you're ready, you will let this go. And there's so many butterflies there, so many gorgeous butterflies there. So it speaks volumes about, like, these are the obvious ones, but they just continue up here. So there's a huge transformation taking place in your life right now. There's something with the web. A spider web. It can be a web, like the internet web. That there's something about, like, being involved with somebody on the internet, being in somebody's web. But there's a spider web here which speaks about there's so many things going on right now. There's so many layers. There's so many attaching things. Like, look at how this web looks. So somewhere, some way, one little spider web thingy is attached to everything else, which means, even though it feels very far out, it means that the same way that a person that you're trying to let go of, if they just all of a sudden enter your space, I just spit there for a bit, that's beautiful. If they're entering your space, the same way you can enter your non-existent person who exists in the web, in the what is that called? Help me here then. Grid. Thank you. Grid. Like the earth grid, the universe grid. There's like a field. And so just like the web, there's a field. So if you start from like one little string here to send out thoughts to your future partner, they will somewhere along that web get it. They will feel it. They will start to feel you. But the focus here now is like we're letting go of the old version of you. So whatever is old that has been attached to this old version can go. Okay? It's just basically over and over saying what I already have said. But you gain so much wisdom, so much knowledge through this situation. It's like you learned in the past 2 or 3 years, I feel. You learn more about yourself. You learn more about life than you probably have for your entire life. It's been something that has been really, really trying, and it has moved you into an awesome position. You gather so much information, so much wisdom about relationships, about yourself, about what you really are seeking. So it's almost like when I do general readings, love will seep in. And this is like I do a love reading and the general stuff seeps in. So it's like, this is like a life journey situation. So let's just get some more information about this. Maybe some guidance and uplifting, what Libra can look forward to now. And now I'm using the Angel Answers deck. During virtue. What can we help Libra with? This is what I'm getting here is that this is past tense. It's like it's not even happening now. We've moved past this, and it might be just something recently, maybe in these corona times, or maybe you're feeling a bit down and out. And as soon as you feel a bit down and out, you're lowering your vibration. You can't lower your vibration, but you're making a resistance to your high vibration. Let's say that. You're lowering your energy. And when you lower your energy, you're all of a sudden matched to this lower frequency thoughts again. And so maybe there's been a reminder recently about what you've been trying to get away from. Maybe there's somebody entering your like space, or you've been thinking about somebody again that you sort of don't want to think about. But just know for a fact that if you just heighten the energy again, you can't reach them and they can't reach you. Unless they come up to the same place, but then they are a joy to be thinking about. Then it's not tough to think about them. Okay, what else for Libra? Oh, start there. Awesome card. I know it's going to be a bit out there for some of you guys, so just take this if it resonate or leave it. Communicate clearly. It's what it says on the bottom. Trust me. It says communicate clearly. And I do apologize because I'm going to not use this deck so much more through the readings here and then use another deck, because the camera has a hard time picking up the subtle things in this because of how it's painted. So you probably see the dolphins there quite clearly though, and in between the dolphins there's like a new earth, a blue earth, like coral reefs. I think about coral color, turquoise. Like this really turquoise. So you probably see all of this very clearly. There's a dolphin, and a blue earth, turquoise earth. And then there's a woman standing, holding that earth. You see her hands there, and it's her face. And the face that I'm seeing is very much more clear than the camera wants to pick it up as. And there's a lot of like it's like a whole star system thing going on here. So I know it's going to be a bit out there for some of you guys, but what I feel here with the dolphins and with the star system and with the blue earth, it's like, Libra, you're leaving not only, okay, I feel like why is such a hard time for you to let go of this person, to let go of, or if there's a link, like if there's some sort of codependency, or if there's like a person that has a really hard time to let go of you. I hope you know what I mean by this now. I feel like they're a part of like a third dimensional energy, and they were never supposed to, or at least they chose to not, like people can choose to be awake, or they can choose to continue to stay asleep. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Like, we're looking out in the world, and you can choose to take responsibility for whatever you're creating, or you can keep blaming everybody else for what's happening in your life. You can understand and slowly start to awaken to the fact that you're a master in your own life, and everything that's going on around you is just due to your own vibration, focus, and law of attraction. And that's just my truth. That's just the way I feel like it is. And this is a whole other dimension. Call it fifth dimension if you want. I even want to go higher. I want to say with this blue planet, with this dolphin-like energy, and dolphins to me are like the happiest animal out there. They're having such high vibration. Dolphins always show up as soon as you feel happy on these touristy boat things. You're out surfing, you're out like kite surfing, paddling along like in the water. And if you're just happy, feeling at peace out there, a dolphin is soon going to show up. Not in Sweden, because we don't have dolphins here. But the feeling around them, the frequency around them is so freaking high. And the fact that they're coming in with the star system and with this new blue earth, I feel like you're letting go not of only of a person, you're letting go of a whole freaking dimension. And they are sort of the spokesperson for that dimension. And that's why it's like you've asked yourself why it's so freaking hard to let go. And you probably have like put it into, they must be your soulmate, or they must be your twin flame, or they must be this or that, or it would not be so tough. I put it down as they are a representative of a whole freaking energy dimension. And so you're letting go of so much. It's like, and it's like such a weight is going to be lifted off of you the second. If you could feel what I'm feeling now, it's like you're hanging on for dear life to just this final little thing on top, and underneath here is so much more of the old dimension. And as soon as you just, sorry for the noise here now, but as soon as you just let go of that, it's like it almost feels like, and this now makes more sense. It's like we're hanging on to the branches down here. It feels so freaking heavy. The light is coming in. And so if we are just letting go here now, you just float up. It's like, oh, you're letting go of so much. And now you're stepping into this gorgeousness. You're stepping into a completely different dimension, which will bring a completely different relationship for you. It's not even, it doesn't come close to compare. And if you're already in this energy, if you're one of the few Libras out there that has already made this transition, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Can I have a final card around this situation, like a closing off card? And then I'm going to go into the extended, and we'll take the story further and see what's going on here. So I understand that half of you will drop out from here because it wasn't for you. But if you feel like this blue planet, new dimension, and completely new type of relationship intrigues you, the extended probably will be for you. I understand if it's not. Closing off card for, okay, Libra. Yeah, oh goodness, trust, just trust. I know you hate that word when you're on the bottom and you love that word when you're on the top. It says trust on the bottom. This is you being asked to trust your higher self that is trusting in the whole of the universe. This is a trust issue that you need to move forward, and you need to trust in yourself and that there's a higher path for you. It will bring you a completely new opportunity. It says opportunity on the bottom. Let's call it opportunity. It's raining gold coins there. She's like a golden angel, and it's raining gold coins all over her. It's like it's going to bring you a brand new life, a completely new life. And I feel like everything is dependent on this letting go of this relationship that is somehow bound to this old energy. Take your time, but when you do, you're entering into something completely different. Completely new and completely blue, apparently. Okay, I hope this helps somehow, some way. And if it resonates with you, come to the link in the description box down below. Or if this is where we part ways, then thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you back in a week. Take care, guys. Bye.